So, congratulations on your purchase from Super Major Ant World. I'm going to show you how to get the tubs and tubes set up going when you get home. So let's use a Camponotus Modoc colony as an example. So we've got the test tube here, and here's the tub. One of the very first things that I would do is I would add a layer of anti-escape coating for me that I like to use for the ants. And this is just virgin olive oil. What I do is I just put some around the edges there. And this is usually good enough to stop the ants from climbing up and escaping while you're working with the tub. Okay, so I've done that. Put that off to the side. The next thing I'm going to do is, if you have one of our kits here, it comes with a hygrometer. And the hygrometer is something that is very useful for reading the temperature as well as the humidity level, which the different ants require. Also included are 2 test tubes and a syringe. Well, I'll put the hygrometer in there, and then the next thing I will do is I will take one of these test tubes and I will put it with distilled water, around half or so. Then I will take some cotton and I'll stop it up so that the ants can go and drink from it. I think I need a little bit more. And I push it in with something that's fairly clean so that it doesn't mold up so fast. And basically you just want it to cover up the water, but be moist so that the ants can go drink from it. Now, yes, of course, the ants will be able to drink from the test tube as well. But if that gets moldy, this is another source for them. Okay, the next thing I would do is I would take the second test tube and get my cotton ready. And from here, what I would put is a sugar solution, which is very much the same as hummingbird sugar solution, which is 1 part sugar to 4 parts water. And I use distilled water as well, just to keep things nice and pure. So after I've stirred it up, I've had it in a bottle, then I just mix it up. And then I apply the cotton, just like I did with the water. And I push that in there so that it's just touching and moist. The ants will be able to lick off of this cotton. Okay, and I'll place that in there as well. All right, after doing that, I think this will give them the sugar that they need. And also note that in this particular test tube, I have a drilled out cork stopper so that the ants can leave and go and forage. Now, if I decide to feed protein to this colony, which I will do, then what I do is I will add, today I'm going to add some fruit flies to it. And those are really loved by all of the ants, and they provide the protein source that is necessary for the larva to grow and also for the queen to produce eggs. So here is my culture of fruit flies, which hopefully I still have enough here to add. And yes, there's a few in there. I add them, and actually it's kind of nice for the ants because it triggers in them, when they're foraging, a hunting response. And they really seem to enjoy it. So right now there's no workers outside, but I see one is poking its head out, and they will eventually get to that. And from that protein that they get from the fruit flies, they're going to feed the larva. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I just need to make sure that the water is accessible, that the test tube is fairly clean looking. That little bit of mold there is not a big issue. Black, if it goes black, it's still not an issue, but if this turns red or some other weird color, then that is a problem, and you will need to change this test tube and put the clean water in, and then add the cotton. And there's the worker who's discovered some fruit flies. And let's see what she does. Sometimes the first workers, called nanitics, they're a little bit, let's say, afraid of everything. So they might not attack it right away. They need to build up the courage. Anyway, that's basically what I do. If I don't have fruit flies, I will probably cut up some mealworms or some superworms, and then they can, drink the protein from those insects as well, which is basically what they need. Okay, she's got one, and I think they're going to go and get the rest of them. So then I cover it up, and I place it in not too warm a place, not too cold, never in direct sunlight. I do have heating cables that I will put part of this tub next to, and that will tend to help the larva and brood pupate faster, meaning they'll turn into ants quicker. All right. Thank you very much.